So the drama just keeps on coming in the Autumn Nations when England snatch a draw from the jaws of defeat. And I thought you were going to score.
Ask a better question, you get a better answer.
Hi guys, welcome back. So what a crazy game. I honestly don't know what to make of both sides here really. 25 all. Let me know your thoughts because my head's spinning a bit. But I'll try and give you my take here straight after the game. And more match reports are going to be coming after this. After a crazy exciting Saturday of rugby. It feels like a World Cup, I don't know about you, but just so competitive. Dramas, upsets, great tries. This game was really, really interesting. And for all money in the world, it looked like New Zealand had this one in the bag. And New Zealand fans, you must be gutted because it really did look right up until the end like you were going to do it. In the pre-show, when I had a chat with Kiwi Zach, he thought New Zealand will win by a couple of scores. That looked like it was going to happen at one point. I said New Zealand will win by one score, which was looking like the case, and then it was a draw. And New Zealand did exactly what they did against Scotland in the start, an absolute blistering start, almost blew England away completely. It wasn't boring, it was end-to-end, and then the horror show kind of starts for Van Poortvliet. Poor guy, look, I would keep going with him. Those sorts of games will make him stronger. He's got the talent, but he definitely made a few poor decisions in that half, got hauled off a bit early. So a tough day for him for sure. But anyway, mistake for him. England throwing at the line out. It goes over 15 metres, which means the defence can come up straight away. So Papali'i starts trotting up, sees that Van Poortvliet's going to pass and just keeps on going. And Van Poortvliet just passes the ball straight into his breadbasket. Try 0-7. Shocking start for England. And from then on, for the first 10 minutes, it's all New Zealand. They're looking dangerous on every attack. Clark receiving crossfield kicks, beating players for fun. And my goodness me, they went after England with crossfield kicks. In the pre-show, I wondered if England would try and go after Clark with crossfield kicks. But it was completely the other way around. Certainly spotting Noel maybe as a bit of a weak link, going after him again and again. Did get some change for that. And then the defensive maul problems start for England. Goodness me, they struggled defending the New Zealand maul. There was definitely a lot of mistakes in the maul. Coaching errors potentially as well because there's offsides. Really no cohesion in that defensive maul. That's a big worry. So Taylor just powers over without much opposition, 0-14. And at this point, England look completely out of their depth and at risk of being blown away. Then about 12 minutes in, England wake up. It's a bit too late to be honest, but they get going. And to be fair, they did get in a lot of good attacking positions. Similar to their previous games, they're getting over the gain line pretty well, especially with their forwards. That's not been a problem. But they're behind on the scoreboard here, so even though they get a penalty, they have to turn down the 3 points they feel, go for the maul, and again, it's another maul muck-up. This time Billy, who had a bit of a shocker, to be honest, giving away quite a lot of errors, this time blocking. Looks the shadow of himself, to be honest, just lumbering into carries. He's trying his hardest, but he just hasn't got it, poor lad. But Eddie keeps picking him anyway, so not a great day for him either. Then on 17 minutes, the Van Poortvliet horror show does continue, unfortunately. Ref calls the ball out of a ruck, and at the time it looked like maybe it wasn't, but on replay at half-time you could see it was just outside to the side of the ruck, and New Zealand swoop, Ioane scores, but actually he neck rolls earlier in the setup, which actually rules out his own try, which is a bit ironic, but England living so dangerously at the moment. But England's attack keeps on going. They had plenty of good attack in this first half, even though they lost it 3-17. And to be fair, they're looking direct, they're looking sharp, they're picking and going sharp. Those forwards like Simmons are getting over the gain line. The English scrum, that was a positive to be fair. They're fancying it at scrum time. And they're really getting into the game, getting into the 22, but making mistakes. But New Zealand are getting into the habit of making mistakes as well. They definitely were a bit bitty in this game. They gave away plenty of penalties. They dropped plenty of ball, despite having a lot of good tries in there as well, which kind of sums up where New Zealand are at. Can absolutely produce amazing stuff, but can give away a lot of penalties, make mistakes as well. So they kind of come and go into games. Just a little case in point with Bini Vunipola here. England have a solid scrum. Billy breaks up the blind and just kind of flops into the tackle. He hasn't got that pace to make the breaks anymore. It's just a bit of a shame, to be honest. May and Noel, they're working hard, but they just don't have the pace they used to. May actually makes a couple of breaks, but just doesn't have the pace to follow through with it. So Eddie's just hampering this English team, I feel, with his selection. They need a bit more stardust, and those three are kind of cases in point. And then just before half-time, Richie Mo'unga really showing some fantastic footwork on a couple of occasions, beating those defenders, which England aren't quite doing individually. Looks like he's going to score, but Smith actually fires the ball into Geordie a bit too hard. They could have actually converted that one, but they get the penalty. So 3:17 at half-time, a mountain to climb for England from that vicious start from New Zealand. Can they come back? Into the second half, and England start pretty fast. A great jackal from Cowan Dickey, who is again all energy, gets the penalty 6:17. That was good. New Zealand start leaking a few early penalties, really hampers their start. And Smith starts coming into the game a bit more. He did have some nice touches and some breaks in this game. Puts Tuolangi through. But the backline, I feel, was just a bit too slow because there were numbers and a couple of occasions when England get in these good positions, they don't have that pace just to convert a few simple overlaps and some width. I think that's a big hindrance to this England team. But anyway, they get to the line, they batter away, they can't get there. It's a good turnover for New Zealand. And New Zealand had to do a lot of big defence in their 22, and they came up with quite a few big moments as well, but not enough to see them over the line. But then we see that maul defence problem for England again, and New Zealand literally just run up the pitch with their maul. It's not a good sign, really worrying for the English maul. They're going to have a big look at that because whatever they've been working on is not working there. And New Zealand keep battering away at that cross-field kick and they get their payoff. And it's Freddie Stewart, who normally is fantastic with his positioning, just thinks he has to rush up, so he pushes up in the line, leaves the space in behind. They get caught out with a kick. Clark gets it, feeds into Ioane, and he's gone, burning up the touchline. One of the quickest 13s in world rugby. So 6:22 just looks too far for England to get back. Now England again on 52 get into that 22. Another great attacking position. But New Zealand are really targeting Van Poortvliet. Get to him, force a knock on. I think he gets hauled off pretty quickly after that. They're really into him. I think Manu goes off as well. So New Zealand kind of forcing some of England's best attackers off fairly early. Genj and Sinkler go off. I've got a bit of a sinking feeling. I'm like some of the best attackers are going off and they've got a lot of points to score. And New Zealand, they're confident, but they are overplaying a little bit in their own half, giving away a few penalties. Another great chance to score, English line out. But New Zealand, they have Ardi Surveyor. We don't. He comes up with a massive play. Jackal penalty saves the day, and he does this all the time for New Zealand. Then a little case in point on Johnny May on 59 minutes. Makes a little break, but then just goes into walk mode. Whereas in the past 5 years ago, he would have absolutely gone like a rocket, burnt a few more defenders at least. But it just shows he doesn't have the pace to beat these defenders, and he knows it, even though he worked hard, and I think he actually played pretty well. And England's problem rears its head again on 62 minutes. It's not possession, it's not gain line. They're in that 22 yet again. They just don't have the teeth. They get in the great positions, they're looking to distribute the ball to the killers, and they haven't got them. Fowler and Smith are looking around, who do I give it to? And there's just not a lot there, to be fair. But like I say, New Zealand, they're not great at this point. They're hanging on a little bit, but they have been lethal when they've had the chance. But it is kind of all England in this second half. Nice inside ball to Johnny May. Another little chance there. Overlap for England, but again, Itoje and Billy Vunipola are just not going to get it done out wide in international rugby, so they don't score there. England get a 5 metre maul, but yet another maul infringement from England. That ball's just been a complete mess, to be honest. Coaching around that maul, we've had blocks, we've had illegal lifts, no maul defence, really not good at all. And then we get a rare drop goal. I think it was from Beauden Barrett. So it's 6:25 to New Zealand, a mountain to climb with 10 minutes on the clock. It literally looks impossible. But it's Smith who makes the break. Brilliant break straight from the kickoff up to the line. There's a massive scramble to get over the line. Stewart's trying to push the ball down anywhere over the goal line. Does he get it down? I don't know, but they get the benefit of the doubt from the TMO. That was close, goodness me. And it was a yellow card for Beauden Barrett as well. So 11:25, and the comeback is on. And a couple of minutes later, Freddie Stewart, who burst back into the game as one of England's main attackers as he was against Japan. The best try of the game, absolutely. England go the length of the pitch, side to side, loads of width. New Zealand are really struggling. Stewart piles over on the right, 18:25, so they're within 7. And it looks like England have blown their last big chance when Youngs kicks away a really good attacking position. But luckily, Perenara kicks the ball straight back to England. New Zealand are on the ropes, and some really good wide passing from Smith, from Curry. Ribbons with a massive carry over the gain line, This is followed up by Stewart, who smashes over the line, ground to ball cleanly this time. Nice easy conversion, 25 all. Goodness me, where did that draw come from? It's a bizarre game. I don't honestly know what to make of it, apart from it was exciting. It's what the Autumn Nations has been giving us this whole time. England, that draw probably covers up quite a few cracks, but they did come back strong. They do show they do have some decent attacking shape there. They have some big carries, but I think they're really missing some individual talent, which I believe is in the English game. For New Zealand, a disappointing end to their talks. It looks like they were going to cap it off with another big win. They can be amazing at times. They can give away penalties at times. They can drop the ball a lot at times. Hard to know what to make of them. The sublime and a bit of the poor as well. But generally, I think they've had a decent tour, a long year for them. But let me know what you guys think of that game and the players involved. Put all the comments below, and I'll catch you next time.